Good afternoon viewers, welcome back to another Suzero YouTube video. You join me in a fairly somber mood today, as you can probably tell, and that is because my co-host and business partner, Mr. Ollie has gone missing. Unfortunately, we believe he was last seen tending to his turnips on his turnip farm. I can't do it, it's too funny. Good afternoon viewers, welcome back to another Suzero YouTube video. Unfortunately you join me today in a fairly somber mood. That is because my co-host and business partner, Mr. Ollie has gone missing. We've been seeing these posters up around the office. He was last seen tending to his prized turnips on his turnip farm, which means that today I get to share the stage with none other than our Senior Account Executive and Chief of Party Planning Committee, Mr. Jake Carter. Welcome, Jake, to your first YouTube video. You've got to say hello. You can say hello.
Hello.
Jake obviously joined the brand a while back, and we have spoken about Jake's involvement before and what he's been doing. Now, do you want to tell everyone the story about how we met? Not like how we met, but how you ended up kind of living in the house that is the Suzero house.
Okay, so I was at uni in my halls in my first year and wanted to move out. So I looked on Facebook, looked through all the adverts and found Sam's one. I went to visit the house. It was good.
Tidy.
Clean, tidy, yes.
Thank you,
yeah.
Of course.
All hard-working.
Hard-working people.
And I messaged back saying, yeah, interested. He told me that there were a lot of people interested in the room and I should make my decision quickly.
Yeah.
So of course I did. I said to him, yeah, that's fine. I'm happy to move in, I want to. And then about 3 months later he then told me that no one had applied and I was the only person.
So yeah, Jake was the only person who responded to the ad on Facebook, which was a little bit worrying because I thought there was something wrong with the house, but no, equally I thought there might be something wrong with you, but that turned out to not be true at all. Jake obviously, moved into the house, didn't you? We got on like a house on fire. Not literally, yeah, clear that up. And it was good fun.
Yeah, it was.
What did you study at uni?
I studied primary education.
So nothing to do with, you weren't sports science, nothing to do with snack bars?
No, nothing to do with food,
cool.
Just, teaching children.
Teaching children, right. And then what happened? Because obviously you got involved with Suzero in a very different way. Ollie and I were making bars at the house, weren't we?
Yeah.
We were making the peanut butter bars.
Yes.
We were selling them at the hockey club.
Yes.
Yep. And we had just set up the production kitchen, hadn't we?
Yeah. So they'd got their unit, gone in, set it all up, decorated it, make it look nice and lovely and beautiful, and then they had their grand opening, which they had the vice chancellor
from
from the university coming down to open it, and all four of them were running around like headless chickens, not really knowing what to do. There was no organisation, so
there's a little bit of organisation.
Okay. There was a little bit of organisation getting the people there. But in actually how to run the day, there wasn't much organisation. So yours truly took over and told them what to do, where to go, and took control of the situation. Yeah,
and that was a fun event, wasn't it? Because that was, for us, it was opening and showing off the unit to friends and family, which was super important. We wanted them to know how we made bars. And as Jake said, it was a little bit hectic, a little bit manic. We had people turning up. We didn't even have our flow wrapper. There was an empty space for that. And Jake just kind of calmly took control. And I remember you saying you wanted to come up just to see the unit. I didn't expect you, or we didn't expect you to like help out or do anything. Get involved.
I just come up for the grand opening.
One eternity.
Wonderful viewers, you join us in a completely different location. Clearly I have changed. Jake has not changed his clothes for 4 days now. This is shot 4 days after the original shoot. No, I'm lying. Yeah, you smell. So, No, we're lying. What happened was we filmed the whole thing in one take because we're really good in front of camera, aren't we?
And YouTube stuff.
Yeah, YouTubers now, properly. And realised afterwards that the person who was doing the filming covered the mic the whole time. So the 10 minutes worth of content that was filmed was completely blurry and not very loud. Isn't that right?
It just sounds like
not going to own up to it. Exactly. So now we're having to film this bit a little bit later on, but we're going to dive straight back into where we were and carry on with what we're talking about, which was after you had come up to the unit with us, after we'd done the launch day event. We were driving, I was driving, Ollie was driving as well, back in the car on the way home, and we basically had a chat and we said that we weren't expecting you to help us out, we weren't expecting you to jump in, get involved like that, and we actually thought, basically, should we get Jake involved, and would you want to be involved even though you were studying something completely different at university? So that's when we approached you and just said, look, you know, do you want to get involved and do you want to help with the recipe? And that's where we started, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And that was with the original recipe, so when we were using peanut butter, oats, and Ollie and I had created that recipe from scratch to start with in our halls of residence. And how do I put this? It was more of a kind of notepad recipe that was trial and error. There was a lot of variance, wasn't there, on each bar?
Yes.
So, Jake being Jake and the king of spreadsheets.
I am the king of spreadsheets. That is my official title.
You came in and what did you do straight away with the recipe?
So first of all,
you put it on a spreadsheet.
I put it on a spreadsheet.
That's the right answer.
Yes. So there was slight variances in the recipe. So where you'd get, so a bar might come out 2 grams under or 2 grams over. It was slight variations in that, and so creating a spreadsheet allowed me to make sure those variances were cut down, that all bars followed a similar, like they were all copycats of each other basically, and the customer, you, were getting bars that you could trust the next time you brought were exactly the same as the first time you brought them.
Yeah, and that all came out, didn't it, with the spreadsheet, because it made it easier to track, like ingredient wise, exactly what we needed. And then when we scaled it up, because in the unit, the first unit, we were making what, 4,000 a day by hand, weren't we? And then when we flipped to our newer manufacturer, and we'll come on to that in a little bit more detail, we scaled the recipe from 4,000 a day to 24,000 bars, which was a huge jump, wasn't it?
Yeah, and as you can imagine, trying to scale it up with a notepad, not so effective. Trying to scale it up with a spreadsheet, so much easier. That's why spreadsheets are the best.
Well, okay, fair enough. I kind of agree with you now. But that wasn't the recipe. We never scaled that recipe, did we? We actually, because
the brand new one.
Yeah, the brand new one. So those of you who've seen our previous videos will know that the first recipe, the recipe that we had, we got to a point, Christmas 2018, where we had a real niche of customer, didn't we? A real small kind of loyal base of people who followed us and liked the bars, but it wasn't big enough, and we thought we could do it better. So we took the kind of, we took the decision. We said, right, we either stop now and say, okay, we've had a go, we've tried, or don't give up, create a brand new recipe from scratch. And what do?
We created a brand new recipe from scratch.
Exactly. So we went out, or I should say you went out, researched a hell of a lot of ingredients along with Ollie. I have to be honest here and say that I had fairly little to do with that. You don't have to agree, you don't say no, you did a huge amount.
It's true.
No, yeah, true. Ollie and Jake, you know, took it head on, took that challenge head on, and you guys created that recipe, didn't you, from researching better ingredients and innovative. Thank you very much. Okay, can you put that word on the thing? That would be perfect. That would be perfect. Yeah, innovative. Have I said it right? Sorry.
Want to say it again?
Wait. So we went out and with various new ingredients, made lots of developments and changes to the bar, which led to the newest recipe being created, didn't it?
It did.
Yeah. And then that was the recipe that we needed to scale. So,
so in essence, with the original recipe, we wanted, in a new updated version that you can now buy on our store, we wanted to keep the essence the same, so we wanted the flavours to be the same, we wanted to keep the same nuts.
Yeah.
So basically the thing that had to change was the bind, because originally we used the peanut butter bind and that wasn't working for us.
No.
So that was the main component we needed to change. So that was what the research was based on. So looking up what type of binds other people use and trying to gauge. And then personally, I then created another spreadsheet of how to break down the recipe, what we're looking at, what ingredients are going to be put in, and roughly how much we're going to put in each bar. That was then given to Ollie, who was then the master chef.
Yeah.
And he went away and created it and worked it and put stuff together and tried just basically to see what was the best method of creating the bar. And then after that he gave it to me, and then I finalised the recipe.
Yeah.
So we had a final finished copy.
And that's how we've kind of come onto the recipe that we have today, isn't it? But your role has kind of shifted now from that, because you know, we have a good recipe that, you know, gets lovely and encouraging feedback and comments from you guys who go out and buy the bars. So that is kind of, there we are developing new products, aren't we? So with your spreadsheet model, of course. But what is your role now?
So originally my role was sorting out all the operations of the company and dealing with the recipe, as we said. Now as well as being a party planner, which takes up 95% of my time, I have to admit, the other 5% is spent dealing with our stockists. So dealing with the accounts we already have, the stockists we already have, making sure everything's okay with them, and also trying to find new ones. So looking into what type of markets we want to go in and which stockists are most beneficial for those markets.
Yeah, so connecting with customers in a really direct way, isn't it? It's about how can we get, you know, the healthiest of snack bars and the bars that we've created to you, our loyal customers, in the best way possible. So if you are a stockist out there and you have received an email from us, it will have come from Jake.
And I apologise.
Yeah, we obviously work on those together, but Jake manages that and makes sure that everyone's looked after and everyone's sorted. So, but that is really your day-to-day role. But at Suzero, we all have kind of projects within the business, don't we? And projects that we're passionate about, and we'll talk about this, I think, probably in more depth in another video. But I want to touch on it today for, you know, viewers. What is your project, and do you want to explain a little bit more about, I'm going to name it, the After School Club, okay, that you kind of created, conceptualised, and is now kind of out there for people? Yeah,
so as I alluded to earlier, at university I studied primary education.
Yeah.
So my background, I'd spent, before coming to university, spent a lot of time teaching children PE. That was my focus. I taught PE. Now in the curriculum for PE, it states that children should learn about healthy eating. Well, while I taught it for 3 years, and at no point did I get asked or did I actually teach about healthy eating. It was all game focused, teaching skills, so on and so forth. So I felt that what we needed to do was actually go into school and help teach about nutrition, with obviously a main focus on sugar. So what you'll see is Ollie and Sam stand in front of a hall full of children and try and teach them, or not try, we'll teach them about nutrition, about balanced diets, and most importantly for us anyway, sugar consumption and how much they're allowed, how much they should be eating, and kind of teaching about how much they already eat and what is in products at the moment, and just kind of building up their knowledge base on it and just making them a little bit more aware on what they're eating.
Yeah, because a big part of our mission is obviously the education piece, isn't it? And how we go about educating everyone from, you know, young children who maybe they're not the ones who are buying the products that they eat, but they need to have an awareness and an understanding of that holistic and complete approach to health that we as a brand are so passionate about, don't they? And that's what the After School Club has, you know, kind of come about. And we all as team members have different projects that we use Suzero as a platform to go and address these issues, don't we? So in the After School project, you know, you've put into place, and it's really starting to be a success, isn't it? So we're starting to see, you know, good traction with that, and it's an exciting time. So, and I think alongside where the after school project is going and growing, this is a shot out of the cannon question. You probably don't know I'm going to ask this, but if I said to you, what is the one thing that you want to achieve with Suzero, or you want Suzero to achieve, what would that be?
I would have to say that it's, as we get bigger, obviously, it's creating more of these social programs. So like the after school club, where we go and educate people that want to know more.
Yeah.
As well as other things such as we spoke about a yoga session, Haven't we? Like creating yoga clubs to help improve mental health. Just reaching out and engaging socially with people and trying to improve people's lives as much as we can, really. Yeah. And make it more beneficial than just a company that sells snack bars.
Yeah. Good answer, mate. No, that sounds exactly right. Well, that's what the mission is, and how we build that, as we said, that holistic approach to health. So looking at mental health, physical, spiritual, emotional, everything in a complete sense, isn't it? So, and okay, cool. So those are the projects that we need to do.
A rounded company.
A rounded company, yeah, fair enough. Well, I think we should probably round that video off there. Throwing that one straight in. Even though this video is filmed 4 days after, there is still no sign of Ollie Bag. So if you do see him out with his priced turnips, please just guide him back towards his house, because he might be a bit lost, mightn't he?
Yeah, that is true. But don't you worry. If he still remains missing, yours truly will cover his...
You're going to be stepping into YouTube, will you?
Yep.
Okay, well this will be fun. Hopefully he does come back and you two can have it out like two rutting stags, and that'll be quite interesting to watch. But
you know that I will. I'm the more the pretty one.
The pretty one, right, okay. Well, on that note, we're going to go and enjoy some of the turnip juice and turnip stew that Ollie left us last week after the previous video. But yeah, make sure you like and subscribe. I hate saying that, but make sure you like and subscribe. Head over to the online store, have a look at the bars. If it's something that you're interested in, please go for them. We appreciate it. Every order that we get gives us a big cheer in the office, doesn't it? And means that we kind of carry on doing what we love, and that's super important to us. So yeah, rounding off that video there, thank you very much for watching, and we will see you again soon. Au revoir.
Hi.
Leah, can you film next?
Hi, I'm Ollie. I love turnips.
Serious. Intending to be the price turnip. You ready?
Yep.
Co-presenter Ollie Bag is. Thank you, Leah. Spin it back.
Thank you, sir.
The other way, obviously. Oh, new outfit.
We doing it again?
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to.